Digital Speaker Agent will catch 5 speaker opportunities, bring them back, and help you submit each one in under 10 minutes. You can go from opportunity to submitted in 7 clicks. Here's how. Click 1, open today's opportunities. Click 2, accept an opportunity. 3, confirm acceptance. 4, open your pipeline. 5, open the event website and submission info. Click 6, activate the Stagent custom Chrome extension. 7, review and submit. That's 5 done for you speaker submissions in under an hour. Click the QR code for your free 7-day trial.
Good morning, and welcome to Monday Morning Business Foreplay. I am Coleen Stubbs. I am the host of Monday Morning Business Foreplay and the founder of Simplified CEO Systems. I am so excited to be here today with you guys. This is going to be a little bit different than what I am usually doing on my podcast, because today we are going to have Glenn Freezman, and he's going to show us his amazing tool that he created, platform he created. He's going to pull up Digital Speaker Agent Live and walk us through exactly how it works step by step in real time. We're going to watch him find speaking opportunities, autofill an application, and track submissions, all on screen. You're going to leave this session knowing exactly how to use this amazing tool that he and his son Tyler created. So Glenn, welcome to Monday Morning Business Foreplay.
All right, thank you, Coleen. It's nice to be here. It's great to do this on a Monday morning. Absolutely.
Actually, for you, right?
Well, yeah. Well, where I'm at, it's already 7:36 at night because I'm in India. So imagine having 9 hours of foreplay. Just saying. I'm ready. I am ready. I'm ready to get on to the next thing. Just saying.
I love that. I love that. So, when Nicole first told me about Digital Speaker Agent, I didn't quite comprehend what it all entailed. And it really took me going to a presentation that you did inside Voice Lab, where I was able to see you do this. And so I would encourage everybody here that if this seems like something you want to do, I'm going to drop my link in the chat for you, but I would like for you to go to that link and do it in real time with us. Because when I did this, when I was participating in your first demonstration that I went to, and I saw in that, I think 20 minutes it took me to go ahead and fill out my profile, start everything, get signed up for my 7-day free trial. And I just kind of did it in lifetime with you while you were doing it. And so that was helpful to me, because I think as an entrepreneur, we're out of time, right? Like, we just don't have the time to do all the things we want to do. It's a real struggle. And so if you can utilize your time here, double do your time, I know you can, then go ahead and use the link that I'm dropping in the chat and open that up and start your 7-day trial and do it as Glenn tells us about it. Now, Frank, you're here too. I want to acknowledge you being here because you are like the king of TEDx speaking. And so your opinion on this is hugely important to me and probably to our audience. Do you want to just give us a quick little thoughts on this digital speaker agent?
Yes, absolutely. Takes the grind out of getting the gigs. Back in the day, before AI, to fill out a speaker proposal and customize it to the client, to the event, and to what you could do for them took about an hour and 15 minutes. And then when AI came along, that cut it down to about 45 minutes. And when the digital speaker agent came along, it cut that down to under 10 minutes. So I was on a plane somewhere and with really lousy internet, and I banged out, I think 10 applications in just under 3 hours. So 15 minutes per, but now on airplane internet, it is an amazing time saver. And I love the fact that when you get to the proposal form, you click auto click and hey, look at all the information loaded into the form. So, because, I'm a comic, I got no work ethic. I'm lazy. I love when, done for you.
I love that. So I feel kind of like we just went from party line to cell phone, right? Like, whoop. right along that line, but on the digital speaker or on the speaking platforms, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just pass it off to you, Glenn. Please educate us.
Educate. Right. I'd like to start out by applauding Frank for using banged out. Five of them in the Monday Morning Foreplay. Just thought I'd bring it up. Very well done, Frank. How you threw that banged out. Nice job.
My pleasure.
Okay. Will you be here all week?
Yes. Tip the wait staff. One of them's carrying my child.
So, welcome along, everybody. Very happy to be here. I want to introduce you to my son, Tyler. He's going to run the technology behind me, but what's more important with Tyler is he is the king of customer service. He's the guy who runs every single question you ask. If our regular system can't do it, which is run by my dog, she will go grab Tyler, and we do not use AI. We're not using it to hallucinate answers.
Okay, just a second, Glenn. Let me stop you right there.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to say that, yes. What time was it, Tyler? I know you're on here listening. Was it 11:30 last night when I hopped on and said, hey, I don't think this is working right for me? And it answered me, and I said, I want to talk to Tyler right now. I did. Literally, I said that, and Tyler's like, this is me. It's Tyler, da, 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 and helped me literally through that, and then responded also on multiple emails that I have. So yeah, kudos to the customer service. And I think that that's a huge thing because we just don't get that anymore. Not only are we in a trust recession, but this is one of the reasons why we're in a freaking trust recession is because there's no customer service. It sucks. We can't get to the top guy. We can't get the answer because we're in a bot that's giving us a big circular runaround. And Nicole had told me, hey, when you just reach out to Tyler on that little chat thing on the bottom, he'll be on there, and I was like, yeah, right. She's like, yeah, he will go right away. And I'm like, no, it's the middle of the night. She's like, I'm telling you. So yes, absolutely, Glenn. I will back out now, but 110% on the customer service. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. All right. So the way we get started here, if everyone, hopefully you logged in, hopefully you got past the screens. I want to bring you right to where we're at right here, which is the Stagent identity profile. When we open that up, what we've done is we've taken each one of your speaker URLs and we scraped that URL and we found out every single thing we could find out about you. Your primary categories, your subcategories, what if you mentioned on your website through your geographies, your loading objectives, your takeaways, your objectives, and of course, the challenges that you face. In addition to that, we've gone and we filled out your evergreen file at the same time. And what that's doing in the evergreen file is, again, it's not only looking at now your speaker profile, but it's looking at your LinkedIn. It's looking at your Facebook. It's looking at if you ever did a meetups or if you're ever in Reddit. So anything that we can find that's coming under your exact names and your exact profiles, we use that to fill out every single thing we can possibly do for you. Now, we don't know everything, and we know that when we're scraping, things happen. So we're going to go back to the identity profile. And what you'll see is that each thing on the Stagent identity profile, you get to lock in. Meaning, you are in charge of your own information. What that means is that you go in there and you change it. We're not changing it again. That is your information. If it ever changes, if your credentials ever change, if your keywords change, if your headshot changes, you go in and you consistently use this as your source of truth. I will probably say source of truth 10 times during the next 30 minutes. The reason that is we built this using Python code, not AI. We are not deciding what your source of truth is. You are. It becomes very important because as we fill out all your paperwork, we go back to these items, which is your Stagent identity profile, your voice print, which we'll go over next, and your evergreen vault. And those 90 pieces of information is what we are going to use. And we're going to update your information, such as tweaking your takeaways and your challenges, and the learning objectives, they really align with what the opportunity is looking for. The items that are not, we're not going to go in there and change is your biography. We're not going to go in there and change your keynote titles because they're yours. A lot of people trademark their keynote titles. So we're doing our very best to have you lock it in. And once it's locked in, it stays. Now, where Tyler is right now is something that we've patented. Well, we're hoping to get a worldwide patent. We'll let you know. Right now, the patent office only has people working like 1 day a month because, the federal government really doesn't have any money. So we kind of went back to 1902 where they decided they were going to close the patent office. Does everyone know that story? Because they decided in 1902 that everything that could be created was already created. So why have a patent office? So we're kind of back there again. So anyway, what our stage and voice print does is we grab a text sample from you, we grab a voice sample from you, a video sample from you, and then we round that out by asking you if you happen to know your Myers-Briggs code or your DISC code. If you do, you write it right in there, and we combine those 4 items to write and apply exactly as you would. It is uncanny how well this works. Now, if you don't have those items, you just answer these 6 questions, and our system, part of what we patented, our system will, it's not as perfect as the Myers-Briggs or the DISC score, but Myers-Briggs 140 questions, and you're only looking to fill out an application. So, you can always go back and take that someplace, but we figured that we wanted to get you close enough. So what goes on with this is that we combine all that information, and every single morning you will wake up to 5 fresh opportunities. And I will put a caveat on that. If you are speaking on a very thin line and the opportunities are not out there, then you're not going to get 5 a day because we won't manufacture them. But what you do, as we showed you earlier, is you would expand your either your category or your subcategories to add additional categories, subcategories right there. And then you're going to be able to fish for more fish. The more narrow you are, the closer you're going to be dead on to those things. So let's go back now to every morning you wake up and you get new opportunities.
Okay,
We're gonna
Glenn,
go
let's
with-
pause just a second. Frank has something
Sure.
to insert here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Glenn, you said it will write as they would. I think what you mean is rather than write an email or the 4 emails in the system in the voice of AI, it will write those 4 emails in their voice. And the questions that are asked on the speaker proposal, rather than AI sounding answers, it'll be answers in their voice. That's the beauty. That's the patent pending part.
So wait, correct me, Frank. What did I say? I'm
You said-
sorry.
You said
I didn't even
it
hear
will-
me then.
you said it would write like they are able to. And I'm thinking able to. I think what they missed was that it's not going to be AI, sound like AI. It's going to sound just like them.
Okay, right. So right. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I'll do. I'll have to listen to the rewind because sometimes its words pop out of my head. So basically, what's happening is we are taking everything we learned about you, and we are filling out these proposals as if you were writing them yourself, exactly the way you would write it. When you read our proposals, you'll hear your voice in your head. That was our idea. You'll hear your own voice as you're reading it, so you know that they're written as you would write them. So what Tyler's done is he's accepted one of the opportunities, which is this Washington State Prevention, which happened to be the top one. And it is now looking at his stage match. Then it will look at his voice print. Then it will look at his evergreen vault. And while it's doing that, it is looking at exactly what the opportunity is asking for, and it is tweaking a few of the items so the buzzwords are there on your takeaways, your learning objectives, and the challenges that the audience faces. Because that's really what the association or the society or the corporation is looking for, is what are my people going to get out of it? So depending upon your how fast it takes, it's 30 to 45 seconds. And now what we do is now we go back and we're going to look at exactly what the event application, the custom event package looks like for that exact one that we just did. Okay. So what happens is, oh, good, look at that. We got the white. Very cool, Ty.
Nice.
Yeah. Each one of these ends up with a custom event package, has a table of contents, which you can go from your table of contents and go to any specific spot. It'll give you 5 separate emails that which I'll show you how we load those on your dashboard so you know which days you got to send out which one. It updates again your learning objectives. I think we're coming down to that. It'll show you what your bio is, so you don't have to go find it again. If it's asking for a long bio, a short bio, anything that normally comes up on a speaker application, we tried to cover. Here's your learning objectives and your benefits, your speaker bios, and we've given you an editorial piece if you want to put that in anything from LinkedIn, or for those of you that have an access to the New York Times, you can just put it right in there. So let's say that now so that's what our event package, you get one of these for each one. You can download every one of these into your own word processor, so you'll have them forever. And as well as we now go directly to the filling out the application. So now we open up one of the applications. This is sometimes where the fun part happens. So in here, we wrote a Chrome extension. Unlike most Chrome extensions that are out there, our Chrome extension will only work while you're on our pages. Because what's happening with a lot of Chrome extensions is they are hallucinating, and while you're on one form, it's filling out another. So ours has to follow exactly the way your URLs followed. So you went from Digital Speaker Agent, you went to the Finding Solutions, then you opened up your Chrome extension. When you open up a Chrome extension, you click autofill. And then what'll happen is it's now looking back at that custom event package, and now it's looking back at your Evergreen, your voice print, and your Stagent, and it's going to fill out this entire form for you. There you go. If there's questions on here, you are responsible to look, but if there's questions on here as you're going down, and there's one right there, your session type, you fill in the blank. You go down, will it be interactive? We don't know. If we don't know, we do not fill it in. Unlike traditional AI, which is why I didn't write it in AI, it will just make up whatever answer it thinks is best for you. We're not doing that. And there may be certain ways that you want to do it differently. So for instance, 1 or 2 events you have spoken at, we would not know that unless we found it. But what we could do is we can copy and paste that 1 or 2 events that we've spoken at, and we're gonna ask our Chrome extension a question. If you see on the Chrome extension, it's home, ask a question, and you can email anything. So if we're at ask a question, and we're going to say list 1 or 2 relevant on the 1 or 2 relevant. There you go, bud. So you can either clip that and put it right in there. No, 1 or 2 relevant. Okay, that's fine. 2 questions down, Ty. We left a blank is what I was trying to get at, but we could do it. We'll show the first short bio first. That's fine. So now it gave the bio, you copy it, paste it right in the bio, and that one's done. Now let's go down 2 more and see what it does for 1 or 2 relevant events. What we did is we made this real simple. You basically just clip it, paste it, so you don't have to sit and recopy. You don't have to type in any more questions. For those of you that have been with us from the beginning, this is an upgrade that we just did. Okay, and now it found that he did a TEDx, he did a National Association for Workplace and Mental Health. So this happened to be probably one using maybe one of Frank's. So all 5 of those. Now you go back, he clicks applied on the right one. Okay, and now let's go back and we'll look at the applications. So in his applications now, they're all the ones that he applied to. So everything ends up on a dashboard, everything he's applied to, and it goes back to the pipeline. And on the pipeline, when every time you get events every morning, you have the choice of accepting them, bookmarking them if you happen to be busy at the time, or just rejecting them. If in fact you reject them, we want to know why. We're kind of asking everybody to self-police this for us because you're working these things live and things change on databases every day. Sometimes they change submission dates. They take it down altogether. The 404 link broke. As you're on there, what we're asking for is you click the thing that's wrong with it. We now know about it. And we then look at it and say, okay, if the page crashed to the 404 notice, Tyler checks it, or our development team checks it, or I check it. And if it's done, then we cancel it altogether. You can always go back and ask Tyler, listen, I just got 2 rejected. Can you replace them? One thing I will tell you is the same thing that someone taught me that I learned my whole life in customer service. We start with yes. It's always yes. If you ask us a question, the answer is yes. And then we'll figure it out. So what's happening, and Bruce, I'm going to come back to your questions. Let me just finish my rant here, and then we'll come right back to all the questions if that's okay. So the dashboard is set up to remind you on a daily basis exactly what's happening in your pipeline. For instance, on this, the first, he clicks on the top one, or the 15th fine. He now knows that he has the date of application. It's a reminder. Okay? There's a follow-up reminder. If he goes to one of the red ones, okay, okay, you're coming up against a deadline. It's important. You got to get on that. A green one. Okay, that's the event. He's actually booked for this event. So he knows on the 15th, don't make any other plan, or the 9th, don't make any other plans. Now, there's follow-up reminders that will also tell you which email you're set up to send. Okay, there's a reminder 21 days after application. And then you go into your custom event package, and there's an email ready for you to send within this process that you copy, you find the event organizer's name, and you send them an email. Now, that sounds easy, but a lot of times, it's a hunt. It's a hunting thing. Frank, you had a great suggestion on finding the event organizers' names. What was it? Do you remember?
Yes, at the bottom of most speaker proposals or speaker applications, there's a note. If you have any questions, and there's an email address, and it's not info at, it's usually a name and then the name of the association. So scroll all the way to the bottom of the speaking proposal, where they not the proposal itself, but the instructions for how to fill out the proposal. Because this thing, the Digital Speaker Agent provides you speaker submission information, and that's where you'll probably find it at the bottom of the page.
Right. All right. So that is the crust of what we do. We have other toys in there, but as far as being able to take an application or an opportunity that you don't have to search for and decide whether you like it, but you want to do it later because you're in the middle of foreplay, so we'll just bookmark it until we're done. Or you've rejected it because it has a problem. At that point, you accept it. You hit it in the pipeline, you open up the opportunity, and you basically fill it out and submit. So it's really in 4 clicks. You could be in and out. Okay, so now he just went into the second one. He clicks on the extension. He clicks on the right one, right? The CR Tech. Now, the more comfortable you become with the technology, answering it exactly the way you want, the less you need to sit and check every field. That's how some of our speakers are doing 5 of them in 10 minutes because they just became comfortable, because it's just filling out, basically opening, accepting it, hitting the Chrome extension, filling it out, and hitting submit.
Frank
Frank will tell you it's a numbers game. Go ahead, what?
Yeah. I think I wanted to emphasize that when it goes out online, 24/7, 365, looking for conferences, it's looking for conferences where they're looking for your topic and your topic only. So the leads you get will be for your topic. It's not a laundry list of Excel spreadsheet of 100 leads. It's out there looking. It's like having a human digital agent, only it doesn't sleep, it doesn't eat, and doesn't have relationship problems.
Lil has a question for you too, Glenn.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Lil.
I didn't need to ask you. I put it in the chat. How many users are on the platform?
Okay, well, I didn't hear the question. Go ahead, can you just repeat the question and make it easy for me?
It's in the chat. How many users are in the platform? I said.
Let's see. 181 from today. And we grow every day. The nice part is our users are staying with us. You're not seeing our ads, Instagram and Facebook, because that's not my thing. We go with people who trust people. Like Coleen and Nicole and Frank. They've all trained people. They have people that have paid them. They're trusted advisors. That's the methodology that we go with. We go with people who are trusted, and then we partner with them to bring on the next level of people.
Well, and I think when we go on, excuse me for interrupting, Glenn, but I think when we go on, like, I'm not going to go promote something or share something that I didn't go through and try and utilize, right? And some people do, though. They'll go just promote whatever. But like I said, this is the second time I've been through this with you, but I love it, and I love what it's finding for me and doing for me as well. So does anybody else have any questions right now at this point?
Someone had one in the middle. I saw someone's hand pop. I'll get right back to you.
I did see Ashley had asked in the chat earlier if this could be used for any industry or only for speakers, and I told her any industry that wants to speak. So yeah, kind of, I mean, right? So
Right.
Some people aren't interested in speaking, but if you're interested in speaking, then it works for any industry, correct?
Yeah, any speaking industry, it works in. Now, that being said, Colleen, if you're looking to speak on, redheaded stepchilds that live on the island of misfit toys, there's not going to be many out there.
Right.
So, you have to have every once in a while we will get asked, well, how many people got, hired through you? Number one, we're a self-reporting, so we're not hiring you, and we're not taking 30% of your money either. So, unless you go back and you tell us you've been hired, we really don't know. And if your category is so narrow that no one would ever hire you, our job is to get you on base, right? Our job is to get you at bat and give you as many shots at hitting that ball in a month as possible. Frank last month said that if we send out 100 a month, he believes that 8 people will talk to you and you will get hired by 2. I asked this question on every webinar I've been on, and I'd love to get an honest answer, but it's tough. How many applications are you honestly sending out a month? Not how many are you thinking about sending out a month. Not how many do you have in your outbox that you're really going, but one day you're going to do those. But is anyone coming close to 10 a month? And I would challenge it and say probably not. So if 100 is going to get you on 2 stages, according to what Frank's saying, he's been doing it for 30 years. And he's got 14 TEDx talks, and his 15th is coming up. He understands speaking. So if we can get you 100 at bats a month and get you on stages 2 times a month, and it's working, and we know it's working because we're hearing back that it's working, that's the key to what we're doing.
Go ahead, Frank.
Go ahead, Frank.
Yes, one of the reasons I was excited about, one of the many reasons excited about the Digital Speaker Agent is I've got over 100 people on my school platform in the speaker community. And I provide them a list of leads every week, 100 leads, 100 speaker leads, conference leads. And I would say, being generous, maybe half dozen people fill out a few. but the other, 90 plus people never fill out a conference application. And I understand that because previous to this, it was a grind. Now there is no excuse to not fill out, 5 a day, and that's 100 a month. And it's a numbers game. And I've been trying to convince my speakers for years, you're not a speaker who sells and markets. You're a sales and marketing person who speaks. And this makes the sales and marketing part of it practically on autopilot.
Thank you, Frankie. All right, so one other thing I want to show you. I know Tyler's up against a meeting coming up, but while he's on the phone, Ty, can you bring us back to the XP points for real quick? One of the fun things we built in is every single thing that you do as a speaker, you get XP points. Your XP points are basically money. So you apply, you accept, you give us a recommendation, you tell us you've been accepted, whatever it is that you do, we give you XP points. And the reason it's important is if you click on Coleen's request meeting, her affiliate page, every speaker that's on our system gets to trade their XP points to meet with somebody, one of the affiliates, to basically use their time to see if that affiliate can teach them something. And if they'd ultimately like to hire that affiliate to do what it is that this affiliate does. For instance, Nicole is amazing at setting up Go High Level, at creating a CRM that works. Frank, amazing at TEDx. Nicole has her specialties. We have people who do website design. We have people who do speaking, where to stand, how to block your approaches. So each one of these, and you're looking at Colleen's right now, is created to entice people to say, listen, if you're weak in this subject, use your XP points like Monopoly money and keep passing Go. And when you pass Go enough, give it to Coleen, give her your 2,500 points, and let her teach you something. And if it really works out, then you guys can, continue together. If it doesn't work out, you call Tyler up and say, you know what? I met with Coleen, but I thought Go High Level was something to do with marijuana. So it really wasn't what I was looking for. So I need a new one. And we say, okay, we'll give you back your 2,500 points. If Coleen says, you know what? I got on the phone with Lil and I really couldn't help her. I feel really bad, but we just weren't a good fit. I'll give you back your 2,500 points. Our goal is to get our speakers in front of our affiliates. So our affiliates may bring in 100 people, but if we have 181 people on the system right now, there's 81 people who don't know those affiliates. So it's a perfect ecosystem. And all we want to do is sit in the background and make everybody kind of happy. I'm 63 years old. I have been successful since I'm 13. That's the first time I opened up my first company, and I've literally been successful for 50 years. I've had my very tough times within those 50 years when I thought it was going to be a great idea and it wasn't. However, over the 50 years, I've won more than the ones that I've won have been way more than the ones that I've lost. And I can tell you all that I kind of do this as a hobby at this point. That's the coolest part for me, is that because when I started this 10 years ago, when I first looked into speaking and I saw what you guys go through, I said, there's no way I'm doing this. There's no way I'm going to spend 2.5 hours 3 times a day and get to 100 and hope that someone's even reading it. When I came back 10 years later and nothing else changed, like, wow, I had to do something for me. So I built it for me and then realized this is really good for everybody. Right? There's 1,200,000 speakers in this country that have something to say. If I can get them on stages, that's my goal. Okay? We're a very simple platform. It's $100 a month. If you join it tonight, you get 20% off on Colleen's affiliate page. If you sign up that for the month, if you do it for the year, instead of spending $1,200, you're spending $1,000. That voice print right now, we're giving it away. When our patent goes clear, it's $300 a month, or $300 to buy it. And that's absolutely going to be charged because I need to recoup some of that money. So that's my diatribe. I know Tyler's up against it. Tyler, you have anything to add other than anything?
No, other than, we're happy to take more questions if anyone wants to dive in any deeper into any of these sections. We're here to answer any questions that you may have.
Ty, can you just real quick before you leave, just put your Calendly up there so they can get to you if in the chat?
Yeah, of course. I'm always happy to meet one-on-one with any speakers, and I will go ahead and drop my calendar link in the chat here. If anyone wants to jump on the calendar, I would love to meet with you. So just look out in the chat for that. I'm going to go ahead and add it now.
I think this is amazing. And I think that the opportunity, I can just see the room for expansion here because so many people this goes beyond like, do you want to speak? This goes into who do you have in your industry that wants to speak? Who do you have in your circle of friends, people you're rubbing shoulders with and doing work with that work with people who want to speak, right? And so especially for like Lil works with people writing books. How many of those people want to share their book by speaking, and so they need to be getting on events? And so for people like Lil, can you when they meet with you, Tyler, can you talk to them about your affiliate program? Because maybe that's for them is to get in and be doing affiliating for all the people that they work with who need to speak or who want that speaking opportunity, and then just share with them too how that can offset their costs through the affiliation.
Yeah, of course. So most of our program is word of mouth. Our speakers have amazing networks. That's something that I personally discovered. And we want our speakers to leverage those networks and help their other fellow speakers. So by doing so, you can get them also on the platform and you can earn commission at the same time. So if you are interested in becoming an affiliate, if you have a good network of fellow speakers, my father, Glenn, would be happy to speak to you about the affiliate program. I would be happy to answer any questions on our one-on-one call. And yeah, we would love to get you and all of your friends who speak on this platform. And yeah, we'd all like to rise up together.
And so really I'm looking at this, and if we're getting five opportunities a day, and there's 30-ish days in a month.
Okay, now let me just tell you, let me interrupt. We only do these Monday through Friday. That's how we get to 100. So it's 20 days a year, 20 days a month, Monday through Friday, because if you're going to send out 100 of them Monday through Friday, and I've said this on do something good for somebody or yourself on the weekends. We were not bred to work 7 days a week, right? We need our time off. So go pick your 150 tomato plants that are going to come up from last year's seeds, right, Coleen? Right?
Yeah.
Go volunteer. Go to your kid's soccer game without guilt. You don't have to bring your laptop. You've already done your 100. You're going to get hired. Go do something charity, or go play golf, or go take your wife out to breakfast or something. Spend the weekends for yourself. We're going to send you 100 a month. Take back your weekends in your life.
Well, I'm thinking from the point of view where we would like how much time. I know somebody that actually signed up for your program, and not through me, but through somebody else. And she actually had hired a team to go and find speaking gigs for her.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, how much money is she saving now? Because this is so much less than hiring somebody. So if you're serious about growing your business through speaking, then wow, what an opportunity this is. So let's, it doesn't look like we have any questions right now, but if anybody does, please feel free to interject. I'm going to ask you a few hot seat questions, Glenn or Frank or Tyler, whoever wants to answer them.
Let me just interrupt for 1 second.
Yes.
Just 1 second. Tyler, go to the point where they can invite someone else. Let's say you don't want to be an affiliate. Our true affiliates have to bring something that somebody else would value to want to hire them as an affiliate. Internally, let's just say that Frank knows a buddy of his, and he's not a TEDx guy, but he's just a speaker. and he's at the dinner with another speaker. He goes, listen, I'm using Digital Speaker Agent. I think it's amazing. He can invite somebody, and if that other person joins, Frank gets $25 off his next subscription, and the guy gets $25 off for joining. So if a guy like Frank, who doesn't have anything to, let's say, offer to the ecosystem of bringing something as an affiliate, what he can actually do is just, if he invites 4 people a month and 4 people join, Frank gets his for free.
Yeah,
It's $100 a month. He gets $25 for each person. You know, he speaks on building, making tables. No one else cares about making tables, but he knows a lot of other speakers, and he just passes us along. Each one of those speakers, $25 off. Frank basically gets $100, and every month he gets his next month for free. So there's that other system built in. So now, go ahead, Coleen.
All right. So here's my first question, and I already know the answer, but I'm going to throw it out there. What's one thing everyone in the speaking industry is doing that you think is complete bullshit, and why are they still doing it?
Because I think that speakers enjoy pain. I think that there's something innately about them that says, I worked so hard and I put in so much time and so much effort doing what? Well, everything but speaking. And I just think it's almost like I think it's a sickness. And Frank, you've been doing this way longer than I have, but when I talk to speakers, they seem very proud of just being the hardest person in the room working that's not getting anywhere. So go ahead, Frank.
I think the eight big mistake, they are going to AI and saying, okay, here's my keynote. What industry needs this keynote, needs to hear this keynote? And then when they find that out, okay, now give me 10 conferences in this industry. Now, here's the problem. The conferences that they get, are they for real, A? Are they, B, looking at this moment, this very moment for speakers? Probably not. So I think that's they're spraying and praying rather than going laser focused on conferences that are A, accepting applications, B, for their topic specifically.
I love that. I would agree with both of you. All right, let's go on to the next question. This will be a fun one. What's a mistake you made that cost you serious money or time? And it doesn't have to be just in the speaking. It can be just as an entrepreneur, right? What's a mistake you made that cost you serious money or time that you kept making anyways because you were too proud or too scared to admit it wasn't working?
I was married and it took 36 years. How about that?
And then you lost 200 pounds overnight.
And I lost all the money and all the time. Well, I lost 60% of the money and all the time.
Well, you're good if that's all you lost. Was
and as a wife, I think it was a perfect entrepreneurial job for her. You marry, you do what you got to do, and in the end of 36 years, you get 60% of the other person's money. And the husbands do it to the wives, and the wives do it to the husbands. And I'm not saying one way or the other, but to me, that's an entrepreneur. And it wasn't a mistake because we had 28 amazing years. But we were married 36, but we had 28 amazing years.
Well, and you had amazing children, right?
And we had 2 amazing kids, and I got 3 amazing grandkids. Entrepreneurially, I spent 4 months trying to literally get all 180,000 speaking opportunities in my pond before I had anyone come to fish. And there was a time that I woke up in the morning and said, I can't do this. I've been through 4 separate development companies and no one can do it. Maybe I'm wrong. And I went to sleep with that thought that either I'm stopping this after 4 months or I'm figuring out something else. And the next morning, 2 mornings later, I woke up and I said, you know what? If Coleen comes to fish in the pond and there's only 5 fish in there and it's the size of a bucket and I give her the right bait and I put each fish on her hook, she doesn't care if there's 180,000. She cares if there's 5 good ones. So yeah, I wasted 5 months of money trying to prove my point and then switched the entire business model and spent the next 7 months building what you saw today.
That's
Next
awesome.
question.
What about you, Frank?
I was married a lot to my first wife, my high school sweetheart, for 4 years, 11 months, 19 days. But yeah, I bailed out early, and I knew going down the aisle it was a mistake. But you know what they say, we had nothing in common, but opposites attract. She was pregnant, I wasn't. the mistake I made in speaking was I hired a speaker agent, speaker marketing agent, where they had people in the Philippines sending out emails and making phone calls. 10 months, grand a month, zero, no callbacks, no auditions, no, yeah, we'd like to hear more, nothing. So 10 grand over 10 months. And, they're doing old school, and they're phone calls and emails, interruption marketing. So that was a 10 grand mistake.
Yeah, I love that. That was really good. Thank you for sharing that, both of you. Okay, so to both of you again, if you could only give one piece of advice to someone to an entrepreneur, but it would go completely against the grain, what would it be and why is it worth the backlash? Only one piece of advice. Narrow it down.
You want to go first this time, Frank? If not, I'm always good.
We can't hear you, Frank. You're muted.
Still muted. There you go.
Advice would be one of my favorite expressions: the riches are in the niches. I know the problem with that is, but I speak on 3 or 4 things, and if I niche, then I'm not going to make money in those other 2 or 3 categories. Yeah, it's called opportunity cost. True, you're not going to make money in those other categories if you pick a lane, pick a niche. However, A, meeting planners nowadays don't want a generalist; they want an expert or thought leader. B, granted, perhaps short-term loss, but I believe long-term gain as you become the expert or thought leader in your lane with your industries. So the riches are in the niches when it comes to picking a topic. Same with picking your ideal client group. No more than, say, 10 industries. Otherwise, you're spraying and praying, and you're sending your stuff out to a lot of people who couldn't care less.
I would agree with that. All righty, you, Glenn.
I believe if you believe in the passion of what it is that you're getting ready to do in your life, don't let anybody ever tell you that I don't see it. I think you're wrong. Why would anyone want to buy that? Every visionary, and I believe that speakers are visionaries. Every one of us, I believe, have a passion for what it is that we're out there trying to tell people, to try to teach people. And the difference between passion and ignorance is conviction. I knew in my heart of heart that this company would work. And I was told, nah, you know what, this is not going to happen, and this is not going to happen, and you can't really, and you shouldn't. And I've been told that my whole life. And the difference is that I think visionary people are just early. Everyone always catches up to us and says, oh, yeah, no, I see it. I see it. But that's after 4 years of you screaming from the rooftops that you're wrong, you're missing it. You're just missing it. I am his most passionate person where people say to me, God, you sound angry. And I say, I'm not angry, I'm passionate. And I think that drives people. And I think it's also a big deterrent when people tell you that you're wrong, that you shouldn't be doing it. And I think that little voice gets in our heads sometimes and they go, well, maybe they're right. Well, they're not right. Follow your gut, follow your passion, and just go do it.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank. And then I have something.
Yes. From the 4th grade, I knew I was going to be a comedian. I was born to be a comedian. And as I was leaving my insurance job, December of 1985, Bill, standing by the door, said, you're going to try to be a full-time comedian? I said, yes. He said, you'll be back. I hope after 41 years, he's still not waiting by the door.
Well, and I would add to what both of you said is that if you are passionate about something and you see a way to do it, you need to do it and try at least to do it the way that you see, because in your mind and in your heart, that makes sense. And when you succeed on your own level, when you achieve your goals, going about it your own way, then the success is sweeter and it's yours. It's already been branded to you then when you've gone about blazing your entrepreneurial path your own way, following your own passion, right? So when people come in and say, oh, but you should do it this way and you need to do it that, nope, that's not going to work. It'll never work like that. You need to do it this way. Those are the times when I say, get away and let me do it my own way, because there's a better way then, right? Like if you do it your own way, you own it. It's yours. It's branded. You know, Glenn, the mistakes that you made, the 4 months that you spent trying to piece that together, that's a part of your foundation. And it brings more value to the success that you had because you did it your way. Whether that particular way was the way that you succeeded or not, you still have to do it your way. You still have to follow your heart and your passion. And on that note, I am going to say thank you so much for joining us this morning for Monday Morning Business Foreplay. This has been fun, informative. I love what you're doing. I love the digital speaker agent.
Thank
This
you.
has been great.
Thank you all. And, you know, Coleen, you know, a big fan of yours, big fan of what you do. And it's just been a pleasure. Again, sharing the stage with my son doesn't get, it doesn't get much better than be in business with your kid. So, you know, and Frank, I've known you for what, 14 years now. It's been a pleasure. And I hope that everyone signed up while you were doing it. Again, Tyler's Calendly is in there. My Calendly is in there. We love to talk to you, every single one of you. You know, the system sometimes may look a little overwhelming, but we'll just kind of walk you through it. And, you know, we'll get you all through it and we'll get you on stages. So I can't thank you all enough for your time. It's been a fun hour. And I
Yes,
appreciate
thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you so much. And you guys go ahead and save the chat so that you have that. And thank you so much, Glenn, not just for talking about the tool, but for actually showing us how it works. Thank you, Frank and Tyler, for your contributions. Use that link to go get started on your 7-day free trial. And if you find this conversation valuable, please share it, tag your friends, share it with people who need it, share the tool. Appreciate you being here, and we will catch you here next week.
Namaste. Thank you.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. All right, awesome. Oh, hey, Glenn, I sent you an email.